we have another high tunnel over there, mobile high tunnel, which John will talk more about it. And also to my right, to your left, that's our brand new multiple bay high tunnel we are building. Right now everything is done except the cover. We're not going to cover them. So John and his crew did a good job. So give you a very quick 2 minutes talk about the high tunnel project here at ANT. ANT probably the lead in North Carolina, at least, if not in the Southeast, on high tunnel research and extension activities. So we have all sorts of high tunnel projects. When I started about 8 years ago, we had about 3 high tunnels. Now we have this many. I have done, with the help with John and other people, we have done quite a few research projects. The first several years, we look at the microclimate, we look about the planting calendar, crop choices, all those kind of good things. Are a fundamental thing for high tunnel production. And that time we were using single bay high tunnel. The single bay, that's true. Single bay high tunnel, 1 layer plastic. And what you're in front of, this high tunnel, you probably cannot tell. This is a single bay, 1 layer plastic high tunnel. And the other one is double layer high tunnel. There's a blower inflate the 2 layers. And we all think we are a little warmer region, maybe we don't need the 2 layers, but there was never research done on that part. So, I said I started 8 years ago, and we did a lot of research with single layer high tunnel, but I still didn't answer the question, should you use the 2 layer or 1 layer plastic on cover on it. So, a couple of years ago, we got a big grant. We started looking at the high tunnel production with 1 layer or 2 layer plastic. The proposal was really for tomato, but we did tomato, eggplants, pepper, cucumbers, those kind of worm-seeded vegetables. Since we have structures built up already, we added cool-seeded vegetables in wintertime. And we did some research about 4 years ago on winter vegetable in high tunnels. We have gained a lot of results, and for the double layer, single layer, we also had done 2.5 years research. So we are in the moment to analyze all data, come out with recommendations, solid recommendations for you. So today, I want you to go there, take a look. If you find any difference on cool-seeded vegetable in high tunnel over winter. And you can see if we can grow a lot of different things there. So it's for you to observe. For this project, we use 6 high tunnels. And 3 is double layer, 3 is a single layer. For doing that, I'm able to do statistics, so I can be confidently tell you that that's research-based. But what you see here is really demonstration. It's not a research setting, which means we will allow you even to taste some of those vegetables. So that's about our high tunnel research project. I'll switch to John very quickly when we get in there. But I want you to know that we have 4 high tunnels covered, 1 single bay high tunnel there in the conventional area. And in the organic area, you cannot see well and count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big ones and 1 smaller ones, and we're building 2 more. So that's the overall project and high tunnel introduction. And I'll switch this to John and Peter talking about the demonstration we did this year. Oh, before I forget, actually I forgot this. I was busy correcting Dr. Blevins. So I forgot to thank all the people working really hard to make this happen, especially the horticulture crew, John, Randy, Peter, students, and Randall. It's a big crew here. We work very hard to make this happen, and we hope you enjoy this field day and learn something. And if you feel something go off or you want more recommendation stuff or comments, there's the evaluation. We'll do before you leave this here, I need you fill out the evaluation form for me so I can improve my work, do better, more importantly, tell my boss to show impact, right? All right, John.
I'm going to hand it to Peter here in just a second, but I want you to look around, and what do you not see on the leaves or on the trees right now? What does the ground look like? Just kind of take a mental note of that before we walk into the high tunnel. One of my favorite things about winter vegetable production in a high tunnel is just the vibrancy that you'll see when we walk inside. So it's kind of like corny, but we're like leaving the door closed until we all open it up. I'm going to do a little more talking, but I wanted Peter to kind of go over everything. So we're going to go ahead and open up and let everybody kind of walk in. We do have 2 high tunnels we're going to be able to walk into with vegetables. So if you feel like it's a little cramped for you, we'll have other tunnels to go into, and there'll be an opportunity here in just a few minutes where you can actually just walk around, look, ask questions, things of that nature. But I'm going to let Peter kind of start us off, and then again, we can all walk into this tunnel that's actually warm. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, keep in mind that this one is a 1-layer high tunnel, 1 layer on top the cover. The other one is 2 layers.
Wow.
Yeah, so just do me a favor, try not to walk on the beds very much, and there's obviously defined rows in between. But I'm going to hand it over to Peter until we move on. All right, yeah, everyone come on in, there's plenty of room. People that are already in, keep walking down, keep making your way down to the end of the tunnel. Make sure there's enough room for everybody.
Stop system, I'm sorry. I'm probably keeping people from walking.
Oh, man. Nice in here, ain't it?
Yeah. The food look nice too. I like the food.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Her collar's
I was
looking.
gonna tell you, man, you look just like my first cousin, but he's gone, but you look just like.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. I love it.
Each pair has a tunnel that is single layer and a tunnel that is double layer. As Dr. Goode mentioned, this is a single layer tunnel, so up above you there's only a single layer of plastic, and on the other tunnel there's a double layer of plastic.
Yeah.
So since this was a 6-tunnel project, for the last couple of years what we've been doing is growing crops, identical crops in those 6 tunnels. So when you go into the double layer tunnel, what you're going to see is the exact same layout of crops. All of the crops will be in the same spot, the same rows, going to be the same varieties, the same cultivars. If you want to know what crops you're looking at right now, there is a handout in your folder that looks like this. It's got a bunch of different colored boxes on it with variety names. I'm sorry if it's confusing. I made it for myself so I'd know where to plant the vegetables, not thinking about having to show it to anybody else. And if you're curious about how big the plots are, all those numbers are listed to the left and the right of those colored boxes with numbers indicating the feet of a row there. So, as I mentioned, we've got 3 pairs of tunnels. Unfortunately, at the end of this summer, we actually had a problem with our irrigation over on our organic side, which we can talk more about later. But that left us with only the pair of tunnels over here on our conventional side to kind of play with over the winter. So that allowed us to do a little bit more demonstration. It prevented us from doing research, so what you're seeing now is some hybrid demonstration and research. So we are collecting data on the plants that you see here. We're collecting harvest data. And we're growing all the same crops we have grown before for research, but we're also trying out a bunch of new things that maybe we wouldn't have included in a research project. But they're not necessarily high value crops that we recommend for people growing vegetables, but it allowed us to kind of play around a little bit with different things. So the first of those that I'll talk about is this first row over here, this super bushy row over here in front of Dr. Gu. This is all broccoli and cauliflower. Normally broccoli and cauliflower are plants that people don't grow in high tunnels in the winter because you can usually grow them outside of high tunnel in the winter. And high tunnel space is so valuable, usually you don't want to give it up to a crop that you don't need to be in here. But because we had the opportunity to kind of play around with some different stuff, we planted some broccoli varieties that grow sprouting broccoli, so where you're getting a lot of little broccolini coming off the side. And we figured that would allow us to get multiple harvests off of it, so we get a little bit more bang for our square footage buck, right? So we're not losing quite as much overall potential value. And the same with our cauliflower. We're actually growing a sprouting cauliflower variety, so instead of getting one massive head, you're getting a lot more little florets. So yeah, that allows us to kind of play with that. The other stuff that we're kind of playing with is over on the opposite side of the tunnel, where you'll see kohlrabi
And Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts is another one you wouldn't typically grow it in the high tunnel, especially because it's a very, very long time to maturity crop. Most Brussels sprout varieties take about 100 days to reach maturity, and that's a lot of time to lose production in the greenhouse or in the high tunnel. So we're trying it out. We're seeing how it does. This variety that we're growing, Gladius, is supposed to mature in about 98 days. We're seeing if maybe the additional heat from being in the high tunnel will accelerate that process a little bit. We're very excited to grow Brussels sprouts for the first time here at the farm. And this variety is supposed to produce kind of nice, medium to small size, kind of a bluish green Brussels sprouts, which I'm very excited about. This kohlrabi variety, if any of you guys have not had kohlrabi before, I will crack some open as soon as I'm done talking, because I think you should definitely try it. Kohlrabi is the same plant as broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. They're all the same plant.